We're here to celebrate tonight 50 years that began with a cup of coffee. And it was a cup of coffee between a priest and a rabbi. And yeah, it does sort of sound like the beginning of a joke, but it's actually the beginning of 5 amazing decades of caring for people in need in the Calgary area. In the late 1950s, Father Pat O'Byrne and Rabbi Louis Ginsburg used to get together on a late-night TV show and invite guests to share a cup of coffee and talk about issues that were affecting our city. And one of them was how to help the transient, destitute, and lonely people who could be seen walking our downtown streets. And tonight we're celebrating those conversations and how Calgarians working together sustained this vision for an amazing 50 years.
Last year the Drop-In Center served 1 million meals, which is a number that is so large as to become abstract. The Drop-In Center provides housing and support from the band of people who are in immediate crisis, coming in from 30 below, whether they be intoxicated, mentally ill, or hurt or damaged in some way, to those who come to us and enjoy long-term sustainable housing in wonderful, respectful environments, to those who come to us to end their lives. We provide end-of-life care now, and it's one of the privileges that we have when people entrust their care to us at the stage of life that they're at.
We are celebrating tonight a wonderful piece of work that we will celebrate for many years to come. So our book, Where, it speaks of feelings, emotions. It speaks about our population.
In contemplative silence, I sit and think about my life. Is there a reason I have no children, no land, or no wife? Did I follow my true path, or did I take a wrong turn? Will it end in a box of silk, or as powder in an urn? Have I made the right decisions, or did I make a bad choice? Did I sit there being quiet, or was there power to my voice? Am I young enough to matter, or am I too old to change? Do I even try to bother, or is this within my range?
I gather my belongings and head out onto the street. The man is still there. "Hey, do you have any change?" he says without really looking at me. I stop. I want to say, "I see you," but I don't have the words. I don't have change either, so instead, I offer up the only thing I can think of to give. "I can't help you in the finance department, but I have a hug if you want one." The man looks up. "Pardon?" A hug. His face breaks into a smile. "Really?" he asks incredulously. "Yeah, I'll take one." And so I wrap my arms around his worn coat, and for a moment, we are both just two people there on the street corner, standing heart to heart.
This isn't fiction. This is life lost. I've experienced a spiritual awakening. My 105-pound body takes up residence in a recovery house with others who are sick and dying. Graffiti on the wall of the recovery house forces me to consider my situation. Drugs aren't the problem. They are the solution, and that's the problem. Today I'm filled with gratitude. I'm humbled. I thought I was better than others, and I am not. People on the streets took me in, wrapped their arms around me, and showed me love in the midst of hell. They are the finest community I have ever had the privilege to live in. My upper class roots do not compare. Sometimes a lost cause is the greatest cause.
So 5 years ago, Nobel Peace Laureate Wangari Maathai told a conference on poverty elimination in Montreal the story about a hummingbird. And the story goes that one day a terrible fire broke out in the forest, and it engulfed huge woodlands in flames. Frightened, all the animals fled their homes and ran out of the forest until they came to a stream. And at the edge of the stream, they stopped and they looked back at the fire, and they were saddened, and they felt desperate, and they felt powerless. And they bemoaned the fact that they could not do anything to save their homes, except for one little hummingbird. She believed otherwise, and she decided to go to the stream and pick up the water and fly to the fire and drop it. And she kept doing this again and again and again, and the animals watched her in consternation because they couldn't believe what she was doing. They said things like, don't bother, it's too much. I mean, the fire's too big. You're just a little hummingbird. Your wings will burn. Your beak is too small. There's nothing you can do. It's only a drop of water. And one of the animals shouted out and challenged the hummingbird in a mocking voice and said, what do you think you're doing? And the hummingbird, without wasting time or a beat, said, I am doing what I can.